Air passengers may have a cause to smile as price of tickets crash on local routes. Industry analysts attribute this to the springing up of more airlines, which has resulted in stiffer competition. Lillian Izamark reports.
Air passengers being processed at Dana Airlines counter, Murtala Mohammed Airport, Lagos. A passenger, Adewale Adedoku, is traveling from Lagos to Abuja, and he is cashing in on the prevailing low fares to make his trip. He expressed excitement as the reduction in airfares has enabled him save some money. Mr. Adedoku reveals his secret.
It was very expensive in the period of December, but right now the price has been dropping gradually. It's better off now. My advice to my passengers who intend to travel, they should try to obtain their ticket on time, earlier before their flight. Because I got my own ticket a week ago. That made me to get a very cheap fare. So if you get it earlier before the trip time, you get something reasonable. My advice to the airline is that they should try as much as possible to encourage we passengers by giving us some rebates. Just like we had in January, we had some rebate. They can do that. There are some discounted tickets.
For this aviation analyst, the reduction in airfares on local routes can be linked with more aircraft which just returned from routine maintenance being deployed to service the routes.
In order to encourage more participation, some of these airlines have had to crash their prices to enable more people, especially those who are not the original or the constant flyers, to find their way or find reason to use the airlines. If our break-even point is 1 million naira and we can get more people to fly, then we will at least cover the cost of running the airplanes rather than parking them. That, I think, is the justification for that.
Experts have attributed the reduction in airfares to deployment of more aircraft to the domestic routes, introduction of train services, and new airlines entering the market. All of these have helped to bring down the price of tickets.
For this airline operator, the carriers are still maintaining their progressive fare regime.
In the airline industry, fares are actually very dependent on demand. So the higher the demand, the higher the fares. The lower the demand, the lower the fares. Generally, Dana Air has not increased fares. What you find is that we have a table of fares, multiple fares. So the earlier you buy, the cheaper it is. And the later you purchase, the more expensive it gets.
The analyst cautions the carriers not to mislead the passengers with their advertising gimmicks.
You are giving the public the impression that every seat on that airline is 20,000. And then the person goes to your website and discover that you never mentioned that this progressive regime you are running, that what you are doing is every seat for 20,000. The person now imagines that it's 20,000, gets there and finds out that the next seat that he wants to buy is 35,000. He gets angry.
Recently, domestic airlines hiked the price of airfares due to rising operational costs. But the situation is changing as more airlines deploy more aircraft on local routes. For instance, a one-way ticket from Lagos to Enugu, which cost between 40,000 and 45,000 naira after the reopening of the airports, now costs between 23,000 to 28,000 naira, indicating a 40% decrease in fares. Also, a one-way ticket from Lagos to Abuja, Port Harcourt or Owerri on Airpeace, Dana or Arik, which cost about 47,000 to 52,000 naira after the reopening of the airports, now goes for about 26,000 to 35,000 naira, indicating a 38% decrease. Airpeace, Ibom Air and Dana Air have deployed more aircrafts to feed the local routes. Some argue that infrastructure at the local terminals should be upgraded to attract more airlines. The delivery and administration of vaccines in Nigeria, others say, will boost passenger traffic, as an increase in passenger traffic is expected in the next quarter of this year. Lillian Izamark, TVC News, Lagos.